The world's first black-led republic, Haiti, has become a home for notorious gangsters.
I'm not a gangster. I never will be a gangster. It's the system I'm fighting against today. The system has a lot of money.
Since the start of 2022, attacks and violence by armed gangs across the country have skyrocketed. In fact, in the first 4 months of 2023, there were more civilians killed in Haiti than in Ukraine. Questions of bad leadership are circulating as, in the midst of this chaos, both the military and the Prime Minister are nowhere to be found. Journey with us as we unveil the content of the new videos going viral emerging from Haiti. Gang violence. In recent years, Haiti has witnessed a disturbing surge in gang violence, with these criminal organizations multiplying and asserting their authority in an increasingly destructive manner. The combination of political dysfunction, deteriorating economic conditions, the COVID-19 pandemic, and natural disasters has created a power vacuum, allowing gangs to seize control and expand their territories. According to reports, there are now an estimated 200 gangs operating across Haiti, with approximately 95 of them concentrated in the capital city of Port-au-Prince alone. These gangs have not only grown in number, but have also tightened their grip on Haiti's political and economic infrastructure. They have formed alliances with politicians and state administrators, acting as mercenary partners and profiting from the private sector. In addition, they have become the local coordinators for international criminal networks, further fueling their power and influence. The political economy of gangs in Haiti is multifaceted. These criminal organizations have diversified their revenue streams, engaging in activities such as drug trafficking, extortion, and kidnapping for ransom. They have also infiltrated the private sector, profiting from illegal businesses and exerting control over local economies. Communities across Haiti are living in constant fear as they face large-scale attacks from these gangs. Innocent civilians are caught in the crossfire, with their lives and livelihoods at risk on a daily basis. Politicians and journalists who dare to speak out against the gangs are targeted, silenced, or forced into hiding. The freedom of expression and the right to live without fear have been stripped away from the people of Haiti. One of the most alarming aspects of the gang threat is the prevalence of mass kidnappings. Haitians from all walks of life, from the poorest to the wealthiest, have become targets for these criminal organizations. From the days of the infamous Duvalier dynasty to the present, Haiti has been no stranger to the presence of these ruthless factions. The story begins in the 1950s, during the reign of François Duvalier, also known as Papa Doc. Under his dictatorship, the Tonton Macoute paramilitaries were established as a means of maintaining control and suppressing any form of dissent.
Moi-même, c'est ba en pleine. Ba en 10 000 sous. On prend nèg qui fait salve au nom de Dieu, au nom de diable, non ça non pas.
These armed groups, known for their brutality and unwavering loyalty to the regime, instilled fear in the hearts of the Haitian people. However, the fall of the Duvalier regime in 1986 did not bring an end to the violence. Instead, it marked the beginning of a new era of non-state violence in Haiti. Political actors, eager to defend their interests and suppress public unrest, continued to utilize armed groups as a means of achieving their goals. The earthquake that struck Haiti in 2010 and the subsequent natural disasters further destabilized the country, creating a breeding ground for the rise of even more ruthless gangs. The devastation left in the wake of these disasters left the government struggling to provide basic services and maintain law and order. This power vacuum allowed these armed groups to flourish, taking advantage of the vulnerable situation and seizing control through violence and corruption. As the years went by, the situation in Haiti continued to deteriorate. From 2017 to 2021, the country faced a political crisis, with a deadlock in the parliament and a lack of functioning public administration and judicial system. Gangs, sensing the weakness of the government, saw an opportunity to expand their influence and control. The G9 alliance, led by the notorious Jimmy Cherizier, had close ties to the ruling PHTK party, while the G-PEP alliance was believed to be connected to opposition parties. The assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in 2021 further escalated the violence as the gangs exploited the government's weakness and battled for control over territories and resources. Anti-gang vigilante groups such as the BUA Kale also emerged in response to the escalating violence.
Gen moun ki pi mal passe qui arrive président, premier ministre, qui sénateur, qui député. Nèg ça pas nèg sérieux passe non, parce que moi m'gè ou non, et seul zam nan seulement moi.
However, instead of bringing peace, these vigilante groups added fuel to the fire, leading to further violence and retaliatory attacks. The situation in Haiti reached a tipping point in October 2023 when the United Nations authorized a multinational security support mission to assist the Haitian government in combating the escalating violence. However, the situation only worsened in March 2024 when gang violence spread throughout Port-au-Prince, resulting in the storming of prisons and the release of thousands of prisoners.
We are making this response because it is what is right.
In response to the chaos, the Haitian government declared a state of emergency and imposed a curfew. Prime Minister Ariel Henry agreed to resign once a transitional government is formed, but the violence continues to grip the nation, with ongoing clashes between gangs and security forces. The battle for control between the G9 and G-PEP alliances intensified, with other gangs also getting involved in the power struggle. But what are the factors that have fueled this ongoing conflict? One key factor is the deep-rooted political instability in Haiti. For years, the country has faced a political crisis, with a deadlock in the parliament and a lack of functioning public administration and judicial system. This power vacuum allowed the gangs to thrive, as they exploited the absence of effective governance and law enforcement. Another factor that has contributed to the violence is the rampant corruption within the government and security forces. The gangs have taken advantage of this corruption, infiltrating institutions and using their influence to further their criminal activities. The Caribbean Port Services, CPS, terminal at the Port International de Port-au-Prince was attacked and looted, resulting in the suspension of port operations. This disruption in trade and commerce has further deepened the economic crisis in Haiti, exacerbating poverty and unemployment. The violence has also taken a toll on the infrastructure and public services. Gangs have attacked police stations, the National Palace, and the Interior Ministry, crippling the already fragile institutions. The security perimeter around Toussaint Louverture International Airport was breached, causing panic and chaos. Gunfire echoes through the streets of Port-au-Prince, creating an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. The humanitarian situation in Haiti has reached a critical point. The storming of prisons in March 2024 led to the release of thousands of prisoners, further adding to the chaos and lawlessness. Innocent civilians are caught in the crossfire, facing displacement, food shortages, and limited access to healthcare. The Institute of Social Welfare, a crucial institution providing support to vulnerable populations, was attacked and occupied by gangs, leaving those in need without assistance. The international community has not been spared from the impact of the violence. The United States and other countries have evacuated their non-essential staff from their embassies in Port-au-Prince, recognizing the danger posed by the escalating conflict. The situation has prompted emergency meetings and discussions among regional organizations such as CARICOM, highlighting the urgency of finding a solution to the crisis. Prime Minister Ariel Henry, under immense pressure from the international community, announced his resignation. However, the violence continues unabated, with ongoing clashes between the gangs and security forces. The situation remains volatile, with no end in sight to the bloodshed and suffering. The initial outbreak of violence has gripped the streets of this Caribbean nation, leaving its residents in a state of fear and desperation. The sound of bullets echoed through the air, sending shockwaves of terror throughout the city. Residents, caught in the crossfire, were forced to abandon their homes and flee for safety. The scenes were nothing short of apocalyptic. People of all ages, clutching their loved ones and whatever belongings they could carry, ran through the streets in search of refuge. The fear in their eyes was palpable as they navigated through the chaos, desperately seeking a safe haven. It was like a war zone. There was heavy shooting, a lot of gunshots. Everybody was lying down on the floor, trying to protect themselves. We had no choice but to run for our lives. The violence escalated rapidly, with coordinated gang attacks on police stations, leaving at least 4 officers dead. The exact number of civilian casualties remains unknown, but the toll is undoubtedly devastating. The situation became so dire that airlines had to cancel flights to Tuas-Loa Airport as it came under heavy fire. As the violence intensified, the residents faced a heart-wrenching decision: to stay and risk their lives, or to flee and face an uncertain future. Many chose the latter, leaving behind everything they knew in search of safety. We had no choice but to leave. Our homes were no longer safe. We couldn't bear the thought of our children growing up in such a violent environment. It was a difficult decision, but but we had to do what was necessary to protect our family. The exodus of residents from Haiti has been overwhelming. Families carrying only the essentials embarked on treacherous journeys, often on foot, to neighboring countries in the hopes of finding refuge. The roads were filled with weary travelers, their faces etched with exhaustion and despair. Makeshift camps sprung up along the borders, providing temporary shelter for those who managed to escape the violence. These camps, however, are overcrowded and lack basic necessities, leaving the residents in dire conditions. One humanitarian reported, "The situation here is dire. We are doing our best to provide assistance, but the sheer number of people in need is overwhelming. The residents have fled their homes with nothing but the clothes on their backs. They are in desperate need of food, water, and medical attention. The images coming out of the country are nothing short of horrifying." One particularly disturbing scene shows an elderly woman caught in the crossfire during a shootout between the police and the gangs in downtown Port-au-Prince. Miraculously, she survived, but her story is just one among thousands. "I've become a nomad. My 3 children and I have been forced to flee our home, seeking shelter wherever we can find it. The violence has torn our lives apart, and we live in constant fear for our safety." The mastermind behind these criminal activities is none other than gang kingpin Jimmy Barbecue Shizer. In a chilling statement, he declared that his goal is to force the acting Prime Minister, Ariel HRI, to step down, but his warning of civil war and genocide, if his demands are not met, sends shivers down the spines of all who hear it. Foreigners, like Richard Phillips, find themselves stranded in a country that has descended into chaos.
The country just deteriorated really, really quickly. The real fear is that if the police force collapses in Haiti, you become very vulnerable as a hostage.
With both international airports closed, escape seems impossible. The State Department has urgently advised Americans to leave Haiti, but the reality is that many are trapped, unable to flee the violence that surrounds them. Suffering and nightmare. The chaos reached its peak when these armed gangs, with their audacity and firepower, successfully stormed the National Penitentiary.
Anoche fue una situación muy difícil. La prisión, el motín, sí, corría peligro en nuestras vidas. Lo que hicimos fue resguardarnos. Muchos disparos, estábamos temerosos por nuestras vidas. Nosotros los colombianos no debemos nada, nos quedamos en nuestras celdas.
This maximum security facility housed some of Haiti's most dangerous criminals, individuals whose crimes had struck fear into the hearts of the nation. For 3 days, the penitentiary became a symbol of lawlessness as the gang members freed their fellow comrades, further destabilizing an already fragile society. As the gang members celebrated their victory, the streets of Port-au-Prince descended into further chaos. With no police presence in several parts of the city, armed gangs roamed freely, looting shops and destroying properties. The once vibrant and bustling streets now lay in ruins, a stark reminder of the lawlessness that had taken hold. The police force, tasked with maintaining law and order, found themselves ill-equipped and outnumbered in the face of such brazen violence. Officers, who should be the protectors of the people, were left defenseless, lacking even the most basic protective gear. It is truly outrageous that while the country's authorities drive around in armored cars, the police themselves don't even have bulletproof vests or helmets.
It is outrageous that all of the country's authorities are driving around in armored cars, while the people have no armored vehicles, and the police don't even have bulletproof vests.
Some officers, desperate to protect themselves, have resorted to purchasing their own gear out of their own pockets. The situation became even more dire when the gang members, emboldened by their success, demanded the resignation of acting Prime Minister Ariel Henry. In a desperate attempt to restore order, Henry flew to Kenya last week to finalize a deal with the United Nations for a task force comprising Kenyan security personnel. The hope was that foreign forces would bring stability and security back to the streets of Port-au-Prince.
Armed gangs are onto us. We can't take it anymore. We have nowhere to go.
However, with no sign of their arrival, the people of Haiti are left with no choice but to flee the violence in any way they can. The police union, overwhelmed and desperate for assistance, has issued a plea for help. They are on the front lines of this crisis, witnessing firsthand the devastation and suffering of the people they have sworn to protect. Their plea for help is a cry for support, for resources, and for the international community to take notice of their dire situation. The closure of the country's main bottled water operators has left the population with limited options for obtaining clean drinking water. Long queues form outside the few remaining stores as people anxiously wait to purchase whatever is left on the shelves. The desperation is palpable as families understand the vital importance of water for their survival. In a powerful display of resilience and community support, we witness the collective efforts of the Haitian people to overcome this challenge. Residents gather around public water sources, filling up containers of all shapes and sizes. The scene is a testament to the shared burden and the strength that comes from unity in the face of adversity. Even children, burdened with the weight of hunger, actively participate in this communal struggle. They lend a helping hand, carrying water back to their families, understanding the critical role it plays in their daily lives. It is a heartwarming sight, showcasing the determination and resourcefulness of the Haitian people. As we observe this scene, we are reminded of the power of community support in times of crisis. The shared burden of a nation in crisis becomes a rallying point for the Haitian people as they come together to ensure that no one is left behind. However, the scarcity of clean drinking water remains a pressing issue. The limited access to this vital resource poses a significant threat to the health and well-being of the families in Haiti. Waterborne diseases become a constant concern, adding to the already dire circumstances they face. The infrastructural challenges that Haiti grapples with further compound the scarcity of clean drinking water. The heaps of garbage lining the streets serve as a stark reminder of the need for improved waste management systems and better access to clean water sources. It is a complex issue that requires long-term solutions and support from both local and international entities. Without access to clean drinking water, the families in Haiti are forced to consume contaminated water sources, leading to a host of waterborne diseases. Cholera, in particular, has plagued the nation for years, causing severe dehydration and even death. The scarcity of clean water exacerbates the spread of such diseases, further compromising the health of the already vulnerable population. The lack of proper nutrition and clean water also has long-term consequences on the development of children. Chronic malnutrition stunts their growth and impairs their cognitive abilities, hindering their chances of a better future. The cycle of poverty and hunger becomes deeply entrenched, as these children face immense challenges in breaking free from the cycle. The mental health of the families in Haiti is also deeply affected by the constant struggle for survival. The stress and anxiety of not knowing where the next meal will come from, or if there will be enough water to drink, weigh heavily on their minds. The psychological toll of hunger and the scarcity of clean drinking water cannot be underestimated, as it leads to feelings of hopelessness and despair. In addition to the physical and mental health challenges, the lack of proper nutrition and clean water also impacts the overall well-being of the families in Haiti. Without adequate nourishment, their energy levels plummet, making it difficult to carry out daily tasks and responsibilities. The ability to work and earn a living is severely compromised, perpetuating the cycle of poverty and hunger. Ending the war. For over 20 years, government ministers, senators, and parliamentary delegates have been involved in delivering money and weapons to these gangs. This shocking revelation has remained largely hidden from the public eye, as those directly involved fear retaliation if they were to speak out. This unwillingness to confront the problem head-on has allowed this system to thrive and take over public life in Haiti. The exchange of money and arms between political leaders and gangs has created a twisted system of power and control. Gangs have been able to organize communities and deliver votes in exchange for their support. The more territory they control, the more votes they can deliver, and the more money and weapons they receive in return.
They're going to work with the Haitian National Police. He said 20%, but we got 80% of the police who are committed to addressing this issue.
To truly put an end to gang violence and strengthen government authority in Haiti, a fundamental shift in the system is necessary. It is crucial to break away from the politics as usual and support leaders who do not traffic in weapons or use violence to circumvent democracy. These leaders exist within Haitian society, but they need the space and support to express their leadership and bring about meaningful change. Haitians must come together to openly discuss and confront the problem of gang violence. This means shattering the systems that have allowed gangs to thrive and starting anew. Without the patronage of politicians and business leaders, gangs will lose their source of power and support. Only then can international and local plans to subdue and disarm them have a chance at success. The best approach for Haiti is for the international community to lend its support to the Haitian police force in combating gangs. Simultaneously, major political and economic changes led by Haitians themselves must be supported. This includes investing in basic local services such as electricity, clean water, schools, and job creation. By providing alternatives to gang life, individuals can be empowered to choose a different path. As true disarmament moves forward, it is critical to develop processes of transitional justice and reconciliation. Healing the wounds of the past and addressing the grievances that have fueled gang violence is essential for long-term peace and stability. Additionally, strong and sustainable job creation and social programs must be implemented to provide opportunities for individuals to break free from the cycle of violence. response. Over the past few years, organizations and individuals have been analyzing the root causes of Haitian conflict through dialogue processes. These processes bring together people from poor neighborhoods with civil society, the private sector, media, and political leaders. In the midst of this turmoil, the government of Haiti recognized the urgent need for support and turned to the UN Peacebuilding Fund, PBF, for assistance. The PBF's expertise in building peace, preventing violence, and reinforcing justice made it a natural partner in the country's efforts to restore security and stability. The government understood that without addressing these underlying issues, economic progress and the well-being of its citizens would remain elusive. The PBF's commitment to addressing the root causes of violence and instability aligns with the government's priorities. By providing funding and resources, the PBF aims to reduce violence and conflict, improve access to justice, and establish lasting peace and stability in Haiti. The UN Peacebuilding Fund, PBF, has emerged as a crucial player in the efforts to restore security and stability in Haiti. With a focus on building peace, preventing violence, reinforcing justice, and strengthening the rule of law and security institutions, the PBF has allocated approximately $20 million to support the government's initiatives. These funds are aimed at implementing and sustaining peace agreements, promoting dialogue and peaceful coexistence, and re-establishing basic services that contribute to building peaceful societies. By emphasizing the role of women and youth in peace-building efforts, the PBF recognizes the importance of their meaningful participation in creating lasting change. Through its interventions, the PBF is bridging the gap left by the closure of the UN peacekeeping mission and providing much-needed resources to scale up efforts in areas previously covered by the mission. The PBF's commitment to supporting Haiti's most vulnerable communities is a testament to its people-centered approach. In a virtual news conference, Ulrika Richardson, the UN humanitarian coordinator for Haiti, delivered a shocking revelation about the dire situation in the country. The UN announced that out of the 11.4 million people residing in Haiti, a staggering 5.5 million are in desperate need of humanitarian assistance. Among them, 3 million are innocent children, their lives hanging in the balance. Richardson emphasized the magnitude of the crisis, stating that Haiti is facing a humanitarian catastrophe of profound proportions. She attributed the crisis to political instability and widespread insecurity, which have created a breeding ground for chaos and violence. Gangs have taken control of numerous neighborhoods, forcing an enormous number of people to flee their homes in fear for their lives. The suffering endured by the Haitian people is of an alarming scale. Richardson highlighted the grim reality by referring to a previous statement that labeled January as the most violent month in the past 2 years. Shockingly, she confirmed that February surpassed even that level of violence, resulting in the loss of 2,500 lives in just 2 months. The situation is dire and time is running out. When asked about the possibility of the UN leaving Haiti, Richardson stated that they have not reached that stage yet. The UN remains committed to supporting the Haitian people in every way possible. Richardson expressed hope for the deployment of a multinational security force to restore stability and protect the vulnerable population. Haiti has been grappling with gang violence and political instability for years, but the situation has reached a breaking point in recent months. Kidnappings, killings, armed robberies, and other violent crimes have become alarmingly commonplace. The rampant instability has triggered a mass exodus of migrants from Haiti, further exacerbating the crisis. Prime Minister Ariel Henry's recent resignation after fleeing the country is a testament to the gravity of the situation. The International Organization for Migration reports that since February 29th, several neighborhoods in the metropolitan area of Port-au-Prince have experienced a surge in armed attacks. As a result, nearly 15,000 people have been displaced, forced to leave their homes in search of safety and security. The crisis in Haiti demands urgent attention and action from the international community. The shocking reality of the situation cannot be ignored. Lives are at stake, and the suffering of the Haitian people must be alleviated. This is all we have for you in this video. If you enjoyed this video and would love to keep exploring more of our exciting videos, then go ahead and click on any of the cards on your screen.